I'm Dr. Yashika and I'm from Nepal. I have done the last youth program of by Buddha CEO. After that, unlocking the manifestation part from this Buddha CEO, I have got my visa of USA for my internship, and that thing I really want to share. Like it's about 2 months I have manifested after joining this session. The time I have manifested so much just by doing continuous meditation and listening the track and continuously manifesting for 2 months, and finally I got it.
Being in the US alone, I was searching for jobs. I was not getting a job. Recession set in, and everyone was telling that it's very difficult to get a job now. It's impossible. Everyone is laying off. But after doing the meditation, I got the confidence, developed the confidence to apply to it. And one thing that really I liked was during one of the sessions while meditating, I got a response from that company telling that they are considering my application for that they're reviewing and considering my application.
Another video paused.
In groups. So the first thing that I have started doing right now is like earlier, like I used to talk something about someone behind their back and all those things. So presently I have become so much self-aware of that fact that I have just stopped talking like that. I just make, whenever a discussion goes that way, like I have been able to control myself and just be away from such situations. So these are some things that has really affected me positively.
Time since I have been meditating regularly, I could control those feelings which would make me feel kind of getting intimidated by them. So I'm really thankful, and I actually started believing in manifestation, and I'm applying it.
Other thing, I realized that I'm more happier, I'm more calm, and I'm more acceptance towards the world, that no, this is what, okay, I'm okay with it. At first I'm so complaining that, so yeah, there are many positive changes because of meditation.
Good morning, everyone, and good evening from the people from the West. My name is Nagendra. I'll be the host for this week. I started meditation from last year. I had a lot of anxiety, and then I had a lot of work pressure. I work at Microsoft as a cloud solution architect. Before coming to the meditation, I had a lot of negative thoughts, which I used to lot of the future thinking about what is going to happen or what will happen if something doesn't work. And then I started doing meditation regularly, half an hour daily, and then slowly increased my meditation. So I'm able to reduce my stress and then anxiety. Now I'm peaceful, and then I'm able to perform at my work, and the work is also like more productive, and then I'm putting the right energy to the workplace. And earlier I used to feel a lot of time management was not coming to me properly. After starting meditation, now I understood what is that energy means, and then I'm able to be more productive at work. So today's the 15th day of the program. Welcome everyone, and I welcome Chandra sir to the program, and then Chandra sir, please take over.
Thank you, Nagendra. Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, evening. All of us are here to do and experience something. Many of us know time to time we're guided. We call them dreams. We are here to experience something with a purpose. So purpose means that there will be something that we experience in a way that contributes to the expansion of each of us, or to the expansion of this planet, to the plant kingdom, to the animal kingdom. Time to time we are guided those as our goals, our desires, our dreams. Desire is a basis for creation. Desire is a basis for creation. Now, desires that come from deep inside are the heart-centric desires, are the desires that come from our higher intelligence, the inner intelligence, the soul, the consciousness. And has minimal consequences around, and it has maximum expansion or the pleasure for an individual when there is a desire that is coming from inner. A desire that is more surface level potentially has more consequences onto others or other things, and has less joy and less learning for an individual. You understand this as we go along, and when you start exploring the subject of manifestation. One of the things that meditation is doing is to help us to deal with this energy and matter concept, that energy is in the invisible field where everything is there that we are looking to explore and experience, and then matter is something that we bring it into a reality as an experience. Then we call that I've realized my goal, my dream manifested, my wish came true. The things that I've been looking for are happening to my life. Meditation fundamentally helps us to experience things that are looking to have in our life. It has helped us to get to have those experiences that we are seeking all the time. It's called manifestation. Manifestation is to, the word manifest means something that you can see, touch, feel, experience here through the senses. The unmanifest and the manifest, these two words are used. The unmanifest is everything that exists out there was not yet come into the physicality. The unmanifest is the whole existence, the quantum field, energy field. The manifest, when I use the word, is this planet, is us, all the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, human kingdom, all of us together existing and experiencing things, the manifest. Meditation is helping us to bring a part of unmanifest to manifest, because the whole idea is to experience to the full, meeting to the purpose, are the plan that we've come here for. This week we're going to explore the concepts of manifestation to realize our dreams, to realize our desires. While meditation is helping to move us towards the right desires, righteous desires, more conscious desires. Desire by itself is not wrong. Attachment to the result of the desire and then greed or the excessive, those are the challenges. Meditation is naturally helping us to stay away from the greed and move towards more conscious desire, more righteous. The concept of manifestation, to apply our attention and focus towards things that we can manifest, is an important aspect of experience. And then manifesting right things is an important aspect where we move ourselves towards serving others and helping others automatically. If I am fundamentally and deeply desiring of having music and then music practice for myself, it is important that I manifest a music practice for myself where I am, by that practice, by that learning, my own musical practice, I become more happy and joyous from deep inside. That itself is a great service to the entire family that you are around, because you're so happy, your happiness spreads automatically. It's a great service. Becoming happy from inside is the first requirement to be of service to somebody. And so then we apply the principle of manifestation in that context and say, what makes me really happy from inside, not superficial surface level happiness. My neighbor has a house and he has a car, so I must have a car. My friend has got a promotion, I must have a promotion. This is surface level desire, seeking in comparison to somebody. The moment you have that, the next moment you've forgotten about what you got, because it does not really touch, it does not last that. Unlike that music practice that you've done, which you always wanted to do. A friend has a promotion, let him have the promotion, but my deep desire is to have something on my own, independently creating something. So you move towards having something on your own, independently creating, as opposed to trying to go on having one more high-flying promotion that's just going to give fat to the paycheck, but does not necessarily give that happiness. But we have a choice to manifest that, we have a choice to manifest this. But meditation helps us to align slowly to what is really important to me. And meditation, of course, giving a great strength towards manifesting that thing that's important to us by helping us move energy to matter. So we understand these concepts this week, dear friends, of how we can create and how we can bring things into our life, experience into our life, and then how we move towards more righteous experiences that are in a way of deeply fulfilling for us, which ultimately is also helping many people around us, many things around us. This week is manifestation concepts, and then we also understand service concepts, we understand spiritual intelligence concepts. Spiritual intelligence helps us to be in coherence with others in our every moment to moment. Called the spiritual scientific mindset. We'll explore those. First, let's go into meditation, dear friends. We're practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to rest our mind from the thousands of thoughts that it has. One second. Just to reflect from full screen. Our goal is to rest our mind. We do this by closing our eyes and observing our normal, natural breath. Sit down as you see in the picture, fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, feet crossed at ankle. And closing your eyes, if you're wearing spectacles, remove them, and then observe your natural breath anywhere on the nose as a reference point. Take a reference point on the nose, preferably in the middle of the eyebrows, and observe at that point, by resting your attention there, your in-breath and out-breath. The breath that goes in, that comes out. Observe that simply. And observe that natural breath, the way it is. Slowly, slowly, our mind is becoming less and less of thought. And slowly, slowly, becoming empty. As the mind is becoming empty, we experience some kind of emptiness or blackness or some kind of sensation, energy. Many things may be experienced. If you are experiencing them, witness them, observe them. So observing the breath, slowly, 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 thoughts come down. Slowly, slowly, as the thoughts come down, we start becoming empty. Emptiness means nothing around us. And so we experience that. Further continue, we may experience some kind of a sensation, movement in your body, some kind of a feeling of energy. Observe those. At any given time, you have a thought. You know it's an active thought you're thinking. Then you bring your attention back to the breath again. Again, observe the breath, and again go into these empty states. So we do this, dear friends. How many times the thoughts come, then how that many times we come back to attending to the breath. And then again, observe the breath, slowly go into the empty states. Called breath mindfulness meditation. We're practicing this. And before we do that, we go into a process called heart elevation. Just follow my guidance for this, dear friends. It helps us to deepen our breath mindfulness meditation practice. Relax yourself, sit comfortably, relax your body with your eyes closed, dear friends. Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, keep your hands on your chest area and your attention on your sacred heart. Can you feel your beautiful heart? With a slow, long, relaxing breath, feel your heart center. This center, the seat of all emotions, nurturing, all live with its emotions of love, gratitude, compassion, dear friends, connect with your heart center, feel it, love it into life, appreciate it, recollect an experience from your past, from your present, of any higher emotion, of compassion, kindness, of gratitude, and relive that moment. Relive that moment and feel that energy. Can you intend to spread that energy to everybody and everything, to help them heal, to help them become greater versions? Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. You experience that energy, the more you radiate that energy onto everything and everybody, the more coherent you become. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in breath and the out breath. We are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, easy, soft, tender in breath and the out breath, dear friends. When you observe your breath, the mind becomes empty. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize your thinking, go back to observing your breath, dear friends, and allow yourself to slowly become empty. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience the emptiness, darkness, inside of you, all around you. Yourself to experience the emptiness, that blackness, as you merge into your breath. All emptiness is energy. Is the quantum field of energy with infinite possibilities. The longer you stay aware of that emptiness, that void, the more experiences you draw into your and yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. The seal of divine self, the greater consciousness. Everything and everybody connected in this field of emptiness and energy. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoy the session. We're exploring this important concept of manifestation. Manifestation, the foundation is our thoughts and feelings draw those things as experience into our life. This is a foundational concept. When I came in to meditation, spirituality, when I was hearing this statement, it was very difficult to accept. You create your reality through your own thought. But then I was asked to experiment. Now, thoughts create reality. That means you can apply the thought into any dimension of your life and then see what happens. So I started experimenting. I started experimenting on my health and my back challenges that I had. I started experimenting on people at offices where I thought they were biased, but then I changed the thought, the way I was thinking about them, they started responding differently. Then I started experimenting on my company acquisition process of applying a level of thought, looking for a certain level of outcome and experience if that acquisition happened. In all cases, I had seen beautiful results. I applied a lot of this thought create reality towards raising donation for Pyramid Valley. Are seeing that Pyramid Valley project progresses by always having an elevated thought about things that I want to experience. But then later, when I came in touch with quantum physics, their knowledge and wisdom of Dr. Amit Goswami, and then modern masters, who are some of them are neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza or Dr. Bruce Lipton. Some of them, when I understood through their understanding, through their research, through their knowledge, through their session, that there is so much that can be scientific evidence is there to corroborate that our thoughts draw experiences indeed. So let's explore this a little bit through quantum physics, that how this is supported. Thoughts create reality. In religions, in many ways, many places it is quoted. The Vedic scriptures talk about it. Yad bhavam tad bhavati, yamati sa gatir bhavet. Gautama Buddha, what you dwell upon, you become. I'm sure these can be related back to each of our cultural texts. But let's look from a scientific perspective, from a spiritual perspective, how we understand this concept of thoughts create reality. Meditation helps to increase the manifestation quotient. That means our ability to create things, no matter what that is. A business growth, yes. Promotion, yes. A non-profit that I want to establish, yes. An experience that I would like to travel around the world, yes. I heal my body, yes. The foundation principle is our thoughts and feelings, or our state of being is creating outer reality. If your state of being, your personality, is your thoughts and feelings about you and your environment and everything about your life, then that creates your reality. Those who feel they can gain richness, are rich, they can become riches, they do. Because those who dream about it, those who dream they're going to be very, very successful, always they thought themselves that way, they've been that way. There are enough evidences on these when people talk about I always been dreaming and then I became successful, like it became this, became that. Henry Ford, if you think you can do a thing or think you cannot do a thing, you are right. Either way, you are right. You can't do, then you are right. You can do, you're right. Because you knew that what we think strongly is what we create. Napoleon Hill, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. World is, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. Now, there are people who have done something substantial, remarkable, and they're seeing the principles that they've followed. Mr. Higgs, millions and millions follow our sessions and teachings, the law of attraction, millions, and they talk about giving great testimonials of how their lives are changing based on this truth of law of attraction. Anything that you give your attention to will become your truth. Truth means it's something they experience in life. Your life and everyone's life too is but a reflection of the predominance of your thoughts. You all have many thoughts, but the predominance of your thought, wherever that is, if the predominance of thought is that my financial situation is always going to be like this, then it remains that way. If the predominance of thought is, no matter what I'm making it, then we make it. That's what she's saying. Dr. Joe Dispenza, now quite active, and millions are really connecting to him, because he's written some amazing books connecting science and spirituality, including Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself or You Are the Placebo. Your personality creates your personal reality. Personality is made up of how you act, how you think, and how you feel. I want to step into the quantum phase. So now here, many famous people, some neuroscientists, they all are saying that based on their personal experience or based on what they see among people, like in the case of Dr. Joe, in the case of Esther Hicks, what millions of people, when they follow this, what's happening, and which is what we are seeing at Buddha CEO, they start applying these principles of thoughts create reality, they seem to attract and manifest many things. But then let's move into this world of quantum physics. Now, to understand this a little bit, let's see what quantum physics is saying. Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real. Illusion. We all would have heard from a philosophical perspective, everything is illusion, Maya. I never understood what that is, but you start understanding a lot when you understand this quantum physics concept of what actually we are made up of. When quantum physics, their world is to look into the atoms, they will look into the subatomic particles. When they go deep down into this micro to nano, they go down into the subatomic particle level. So they're not looking at the macro view of the world. They're looking inside the body, inside the cells, inside the molecules, inside the atom. They go there. And they're looking inside the atom, which is ultimately is what our body is made up of, or everything around us is made up of. Right? What is an atom? Atom is like an element, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, mercury, all of these are atoms, right? We call them elements. And so when they look into the atom, what they're finding, dear friends, they're finding nothingness out there. They're finding emptiness out there. All of it is empty. And so Neil Bohr, one of the popular quantum physicists, when they, of course, go into the atom, and if they find nothing there, it's like when you see fog, a dense fog. You see from afar, it's all so dense that you feel like you can't see anything else the other side. It's all dense, right? But you start going into it, then it all opens up. There's nothing. You thought there is a dense thing, but it's not there. You go into it, it's all still opened up, and nothing is there. It's all start opening to you. But little far, it's all dense. So is the case for them. What we see, what we think is real, they are saying is not real, made up of things that cannot be regarded as real, because they don't find that real stuff there. That thing that you say touch and feel, they don't find it. What they find, they're finding everything inside is made up of non-real stuff. What do they mean? Let's understand a little more. We explored through this masterclass these three concepts. We are less matter, more energy. We are unlimited possibilities and potential. Our observation manifests these potentials or possibilities. Possibility means an experience. Today you seeing a great successful businessman in the town, an experience that today you are going and having dinner in the best vegetarian restaurant you always wanted to go. A possibility. Suddenly you are your daughter showing up here without even realizing that she's going to come or not. A possibility. Everything is a possibility. All of them are experiences that can potentially come into your physicality. So we are less matter, more energy. We are unlimited possibilities and potential, each of us. And then our observation manifests the possibility. Three quantum principles that we look to understand. That sort of helps us to put together this concept of our thoughts create reality. The quantum field of energy is basically everything that exists here in this entire multiverse. Quantum field of energy means everything that ever exists, that is there. Earth planet is there, but it's just one of many things in this galaxy, right? It's one of many things. The sun, the stars, many things are there. So many more moons can be there, many more planets can be there around different stars, and so many things are there. But all of it put together is all called the single quantum field of energy that exists ever, everything that exists ever. Now, how is science understanding it? When scientists looked at now deep inside everything that we see as real, if you go down, it's all made up of ultimately atoms. We know that. Our body ultimately is made up of atoms. What does it have? It has 70% of hydrogen and oxygen because 70% of the body is water, right? So 70% hydrogen, 70% oxygen, plus there are a lot more hydrogen and oxygen because they naturally are generally part of so many acids that are there in the body, hydrochloric acid, HCl, so many chemicals that are in the body. Most of them do have hydrogen, oxygen, and then it may have chloride because there is salt used there, sodium chloride, there may be sodium in there. So many elements are there in our body. They're all atoms, right? So our body is made up of trillions of atoms. Same way, this cell phone, this laptop, this furniture that we have, everything is ultimately made up of elements. We know that, right? And so these elements that are atoms, now if you go down further, then atoms are broken into subatomic particles. We know that. What is a subatomic particle? We have electrons, and then the nucleus in the center of the atom. So here you see there's an atom nucleus, which is center. This is an atom. Now, atom contains a nucleus in the center, which contains protons and neutrons. Positive charge and then neutral charge. And then they have electrons, which are orbiting the atom. What we learned in our physics, a little bit of it, right? We learned the physics. Electrons orbit the negative charge. An atom ultimately is contain a little bit of tiny mass out there, which is in the form of an electron, and then the proton, neutron that are sitting in the nucleus, the center. Now, what did quantum physics find? And of course, now you further go down these days, then you look at it, so there's quanta. Now there is all emptiness. What they find is that the atom is 99.9999% empty. Basically, quantum physics are saying this atom, which is like a substance, which is like a hard thing that we can touch and feel, whether it is liquid, whether it is gas, or whether it is mass, any of them, all of them have matter, but all of them can be felt in some way through senses. All of them can be touched in some way. If not touched, they can be felt in some way. But then they're all 99.99% empty. That's what quantum physics found. Everything is empty. If an atom, our body is made up of trillions of atoms, is empty, and then our body then technically should be empty and it's filled with energy. So this is where quantum physics is saying everything in the universe that is there is deep inside, is all empty and energy. Filled with energy, they call it quanta, packets of energy. So if atom is empty and an atom is filled with energy, now you see here the 3 electrons, maybe 3 orbits, and then tiny nucleus. And if you draw an imaginary line around this whole atom as a circle, in that you will tell that, okay, more than 90% is empty there anyway. 3 small electrons, and then the nucleus, everything else is empty. So that's what they're finding, 99.99% emptiness and filled with energy. Energy means what? Energy means it's a wave. What you see here below, this is a wave, and energy is unbounded. A wave is unbounded. Wave just travels around. A radio wave, a TV wave, or a sound wave. They're all waves. They are basically, they travel unbounded because there's no physical limit to them. So they're waves. They go. So energy is wave. And so what they're saying is that an atom really inside is all energy. 99.99% is all energy. So it must be having a property of what? Then it must be having a property of a wave where it is just going. It's not a property of a wave is what it goes all around. If I have TV waves that are generated from a TV station, they go in all directions, spread out, spread out, spread out. If you drop a stone in a pond, in a well, then the waves generate and then they just go in circular fashion into all direction, right? It spreads. A sea wave coming, and then that is again going until it finds a resistance in the form of shore, or it finds a resistance in the form of another wave hitting it back. So we are fundamentally energy, because if trillions of atoms in the body, they all are empty and energy, then technically we are energy. The quantum field is saying that, the quantum physics is saying that everything is ultimately energy. And so this energy is all one big field of energy. Why is one big field? If I am energy and then I am standing, as I walk, I'm a walking energy of things. There is all that energy waves going from me, from you, and from everything, everybody around. And then all those energy waves, what do? They intersect, they meet, right? The waves are going and they're freely traversing, so they got to meet. If you take a pond and then you put 2 stones in the pond and the 2 waves start, and will this wave stop somewhere? They'll just go around, just go, and ultimately they intersect with each other, right? And they intersect with each other, and then suddenly this transform into one big wave of a different type. They merge. And so once they merge, they transform into a new wave, they no longer can be separated, isn't it? Can you separate them? You can't. They all become one new pattern of wave that has emerged in that pond from 2 beautiful waves that have started. Ripples, we call them ripples, they start, and they become one at some point into a new shape. So is the case, dear friends, in this, we understand this quantum physics view that we are all emptiness and energy. You are energy, every one of us are energy, and that all energy is like a wave is going around. And so then it's all intermixed up, is a big, intricately connected, interconnected field of energy. That's what we are. Connected intricately to each other. Quantum entanglement is the word for it. Entangled with each other. So if one atom responds another way, then another also responds another way because there is an entanglement. The first thing to understand is that the quantum physics principle that we said we are less matter, more energy. What is less matter, more energy? We are this 99.99% emptiness and energy. We are matter so little, tiny. What is the tiny? That 0.001%, which is constituting your electron and the neutrons. But now something more. Now this less matter, more energy, it's all interconnected big field of one single large quantum field of energy. Now everything is, all our atoms now you're saying is all energy. The all energy is all connected. Now, however, we experience always some reality here, physical reality. We are experiencing, right? I'm experiencing working on a new laptop. I'm experiencing going to a new place and experiencing that Himalayas place and whatever new place, new people. They're all experiencing things, places, people. So we are experiencing them. Now they all, then if everything is emptiness and energy, whereas everything that you can think of is all emptiness and energy out there, what combinations of those you can take? And if there is a way you can collapse them, if you can bring them into physicality, then you got an experience, no matter what that you were looking for. No matter what you're looking for, that experience is there. We sitting here wanting to be in South America, that is an experience because you're imagining of South America's all atoms and particles, and then we sitting here, then some of us want to travel through planes and this, and imagine of those, or connect them those. If there is something that can bring all these atoms that get us to experience South America, it all can be brought into the physicality, then we can have that experience. So the point is, infinite, all of everything out there is all staying as energy. So trillions of small atoms of me, trillions of you, trillions of everybody and everything is all there as energy in this field. And so the common, there's all infinite possibility, we call it. It's infinite. Everything is connected there, and then infinite possibility field. Anything can be experienced physically. Now, how is it having physically? But before we see that, a subatomic particle, what they said is everything is both wave and particle. Subatomic particle means an electron and a neutron, all of them. The quantum physicists said that also is by default exists as energy. That electron and a neutron did not exist as matter. We think it's matter, it has some mass, weight, it has got weight, but by default, it is energy. That's what they were baffled when they actually sought some experiments. They saw that electron is not behaving like a particle. When they did an experiment where threw the electron through a machine gun onto a screen like a particle, like a ball, if you throw, you expect it to go straight, but it's not going straight, it is going here, there, like a wave. An electron, instead of going straight like a ball, it is going here, there, like a wave. Wave goes every direction. So that's what they're noticing it. They said that's a quantum physics and came to the conclusion that the subatomic particles like neutrons and protons and electrons are also by default energy. So then everything is energy. But then they also have the nature of particle nature. That means they can become particle, but otherwise they'll be saying by default they're energy. But they're coming particle, they're becoming energy again. Becoming particle, energy again. Another particle means they're becoming matter, seen. Energy means the unseen. They're going by default in an unseen form, and they become into the seen form through something. What is that something, dear friends? When observed, subatomic particles becomes matter. And observed. When physicists were observing that, okay, these electrons, I am supposed to be seeing them as particles. I would like to see them here. When I observe them as particles, they became particles. Not otherwise. Otherwise, if nobody is observing, then they're staying happily, nicely as energy, freely going around everywhere. Think of that way. Let's look at this experiment that is called double slit experiment that quantum physicists have done, which is a short video, sort of explains of how an observation brings an energy particle into a physical or matter particle.
And here we are, the granddaddy of all quantum weirdness, the infamous double slit experiment. To understand this experiment, we first need to see how particles, or little balls of matter, act. If we randomly shoot a small object, say a marble, at the screen, we see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit. Now, if we add a second slit, we would expect to see a second band duplicated to the right. Now, let's look at waves. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall with the most intensity directly in line with the slit. The line of brightness on the back screen shows that intensity. This is similar to the line the marbles make. But when we add the second slit, something different happens. If the top of one wave meets the bottom of another wave, they cancel each other out. So now there is an interference pattern on the back wall. Places where the two tops meet are the highest intensity, the bright lines, and where they cancel, there is nothing. So, when we throw things, that is, matter, through two slits, we get this, two bands of hits. And with waves, we get an interference pattern of many bands. Good so far. Now, let's go quantum. An electron is a tiny, tiny bit of matter, like a tiny marble. Let's fire a stream through one slit. It behaves just like the marble, a single band. So, if we shoot these tiny bits through two slits, we should get, like the marbles, two bands. What? An interference pattern. We fired electrons, tiny bits of matter through. But we get a pattern like waves, not like little marbles. How? How could pieces of matter create an interference pattern like a wave? It doesn't make sense. But physicists are clever. They thought, maybe those little balls are bouncing off each other and creating that pattern. So, they decide to shoot electrons through one at a time. There is no way they could interfere with each other. But after an hour of this, the same interference pattern is seen to emerge. The conclusion is inescapable. The single electron leaves as a particle, becomes a wave of potentials, goes through both slits, and interferes with itself to hit the wall like a particle. But mathematically, it's even stranger. It goes through both slits, and it goes through neither. And it goes through just one, and it goes through just the other. All of these possibilities are in superposition with each other. But physicists were completely baffled by this. So they decided to peek and see which slit it actually goes through. They put a measuring device by one slit to see which one it went through and let it fly. But the quantum world is far more mysterious than they could have imagined. When they observed, the electron went back to behaving like a little marble. It produced a pattern of two bands, not an interference pattern of many. The very act of measuring or observing which slit it went through meant it only went through one, not both. The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched. And it was here that physicists stepped forever into the strange, never world of quantum events. What is matter? Marbles or waves? And waves of what? And what does an observer have to do with any of this? The observer collapsed the wave function simply by observing.
What this experiment is saying, dear friends, is that an electron, which is considered a tiny bit of matter, they expected it to be like a ball, like a particle that must go and then hit straight to the walls but it was behaving like a wave. When you send waves, they go and then hit a wall at different points. A peak of the wave and then trough of the wave is there. So it behaved like an energy wave. It is going all over as opposed to going straight. That's to simplify the terms, I'm using the word going straight and going all over, like a wave in different direction. But when they put an observer, because they were baffled and said, when I'm sending electrons, they should behave like a matter, should go straight and hit the walls, but they're not going straight, it is going like a wave. They put an observer and say, what's going on? Let's see it. We are putting an electron, a matter particle, tiny bits of matter, that must go and hit the wall the way it, like any particle hits. So then it started behaving exactly that. So when an observer is there, observer influencing that electron, which is otherwise default, staying as energy, and then it becomes matter. It's called that observer effect. Everyone is always observing something or somebody else. And so there is an influence that is changing the other person and revealing, the other person is revealed up to them. So the idea here, when it comes to thoughts create reality, is that our observation creates possibility. So what you're looking for is what is coming through. The possibility of an electron staying their energy becomes matter through observation. Now, if a single electron can, through an observation, become matter, then can we observe millions of electrons together or trillions together to form an experience? Because what is an experience that we have? An experience or a physical event, an experience is nothing but made of people, places, things, and so nothing but a set of subatomic particles. Right? Every experience you take, whatever experience you want to have, like for example, having a degree certificate. Now there's an experience, you're getting your convocation, that day you get a certificate. So an experience where there are a bunch of people are there, then there's a hall involved, you are involved, you're going by a transport. So all of that together is an experience. What does it have? It's got people, it's got places, it's got things. Now that experience was in a time frame, maybe it happened 10 years ago, and then some experience that you're having right now. So they're all experiences are people, places, things in a time frame. So these are all these people, place, things mean there are basically electrons or the subatomic particles coming together. So by default, if quantum physics says everything is energy and exists as energy, everything, and from there, if one electron can be as an energy become matter through observation, now you say trillions of electrons which constitute those people and places, things for that experience of certificate, then also is possible to be observed together as an experience. If we can observe together as that whole experience of me receiving the certificate in a nice, beautiful convocation ceremony, somebody is awarding me that thing in a ceremony by the certain people who want to be there, I wish to be there, and visualize and dream about an experience, like the electron is observed to be manifested, then it must come true. It must come into the reality. Because first, by default, there is energy. What combination, any combination is available as energy sitting there in the quantum field, if only I know how to put it all, observe it together. So the observation is thoughts and feelings, dear friends. When you have an open mind and a focused mind, if we can think and visualize of an experience that we wish to have, then we are collapsing or we are bringing all of that into the physicality right in front of us. If an electron as an energy can become matter, then we can take a pattern of electrons of which are in energy form can become matter again. To give us the illusionary concept of experience. Illusionary because it's all by default energy. It shows up as matter only till the time you're focusing on it. For that duration, I focus on my phone. It stays new, it stays good. When I start putting less and less attention, I start having the thing of dropping more, or probably forgetting about it where it is. It just goes away from my field, isn't it? As long as I have my attention on the phone, it stays with me and it stays clean, and because I put my attention on it. The moment I draw attention, then it accumulates stuff. The moment I withdraw attention, then slowly I drop things. The moment I withdraw attention, and sometimes I do forget where it is. It's gone and it moved away. Think of a crude analogy here is that when we have attention, things come into us. When you don't have attention, they disappear. But we're talking energy to matter. Everything is there as energy in the quantum field. And so that can be brought into matter as an observation, and observation your thoughts and feelings. So meditation develops that one-pointed, focused mind. Meditation develops an openness as we understand these concepts and as we are experiencing more than the body every day in the field, then it gives us openness to say, maybe that's possible. Right now, we are very, very close in a way, say, how is it possible? I don't have a lot of money, so how can I do a foreign vacation with my entire family? We cannot really take that because we immediately go into what a bank balance is, what a current situation is, say, a vacation, an abroad vacation is not possible right now. I am here as some mere engineer. How can I ever become a popular, a politician? I don't know, big, successful world leader moving things because we feel right now our environment is so tiny and limited that there's no way I can be that in my lifetime because it's all analytical thinking based on what we see and what we experience so far in our life. In my last 20 years, 30 years, I've only come this far. How can I suddenly go and then influence millions of people? It's not possible. So that's how we think today, based on the material experience. But quantum physics is saying that everything is energy, the infinite possibility. That engineer sitting there who knows, it can influence millions of people soon with a great discovery, with a great understanding, possible. Only if they're open to that possibility. And if we understand this science, then we come to the conclusion that everything is a possibility. And manifestation is about putting our attention on the possibility of happening. And most of the time, we're putting our attention on possibility of what doesn't happen. And so then we don't create it. But when we understand this concept that anything is possible, then we move our attention towards what we want, as opposed to what we don't want. And so you find that's all it is. And so, but meditation helps us to put our attention on what we want because it develops interest. It develops so much clarity to us in terms of what is it really I care and want. And so then it starts making us put our attention onto it with a single point focus, structurally changing the brain in many ways so that we can move towards things that are important and then stay focused on it. And so then we bring about things into life. And so that's how we understand thoughts create reality through this quantum physics concepts. Now we apply these principles tomorrow in laying out a 5-step manifestation process, things that seem to work for many, many people. It worked for me. And the whole manifestation science is explained in different ways by different people, but we codified it into a 5-step process. We're going to talk about it tomorrow in a way that we apply in our daily life to realize our dreams and goals. Thank you very much. And Nagendra, any announcements? Please go ahead.
Sure, sir. So we have a book club session today at the Art and Science of Meditation, morning 8:15 to 9:15 a.m. IST, and the second batch is evening 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. Please do join the sessions.
Wonderful. Thank you, dear friends. Have a wonderful day. We'll conclude today here as I have a flight to take. So we'll do any Q&A on this concept and then topics tomorrow at length and leisure. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Again, they're playing music.
Yeah, yes, I'm playing music.
Within your dreams, and you will become as you are.
Thank you, everyone. We'll conclude the session here. Thanks for joining.